Need more Mike Delivers? Head over to patreon.com or download the Patreon app and type in Mike Delivers. Get a full catalog of bonus podcasts like the one time Mike crashed his wife's 2007 Toyota RAV4, behind-the-scenes videos, and more food reviews. Go to Patreon and check it out now.
My name is Mike Biseglia. I'm 37 years old, and I use the Lawnmower 3.0. Use my promo code Mike Delivers, all one word, and you can get 20% off plus free shipping on your own Lawnmower 3.0. What is the Lawnmower 3.0? It is an electric trimmer that cleans your ball hair. I recommend it, I use it, and it's helped my life tremendously. As a 37-year-old that's feeling bad about himself because he turned 37 and the age has turned a corner, the best thing I have going for me right now is the Lawnmower 3.0. Use my promo code, Mike Delivers, all one word, you get 20% off. You can even have mine. You can have my used Lawnmower 3.0.
Welcome inside Mike Delivers from his wife's, cat's, his own living room. Here's your host, Mike Biseglia.
That's right, this is Mike Delivers, episode number 90. And I'm your host, Mike Biseglia, and I'm coming to you from my wife's kitchen in Bloomfield, New Jersey. Welcome back to Seafood Month. Tonight, you're getting to hear the experience of the Red Lobster Pizza. Giddy up, everybody. You can find this podcast where all major podcasts are found, including Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course, Apple Podcasts. Please go ahead and give a 5-star rating if you have not already. Leave a comment and tell people about the pod. Tell your friends, tell your frenemies, tell everybody to get on board as I drop the pen on the Mike Delivers podcast. Shout out to the O'Brien Creative Group helping to create my incredible logo. Besides the awesome logo, they help with brand identity, and at this point, if the O'Brien Creative Group and Mike Delivers, it feels like they've been married forever, even though it's only been a couple of months, but I love you guys, so if you want more information on them, please go to my show notes here on the Mike Delivers podcast. You've heard me pump out the Patreon pod. It's continuing to grow, and there are a lot of great episodes on there, so I highly recommend it. If you're into the Mike Delivers podcast and you want to hear my wife and I continue to share our food stories, go over to patreon.com, type in Mike Delivers, or you can find it on your phone, the Patreon app. It's $4 a month, and basically what it gets you is a bonus podcast like this. It gets you a video version of the podcast. It gets you blind food taste testings where my wife puts her pantyhose around my eyes and then things get real kinky. She stuffs bad food in my face like Kraft mac and cheese for 6-year-olds. Or like last week when I was at my in-laws and they gave me the most disgusting ravioli I've ever had in my life. So you can get that content, I know, for $4 a month. Hard-hitting shit. Highly recommended on the Patreon side of things. Jesse, good to have you on board. You're 2 months from being pregnant. No, that's not true. You're 2 months from giving birth. You are pregnant. You've been pregnant. You have a nice glow to you today. What's going on with that? Look at this little vibrant vibe. What's up? Something's cooking.
Well,
you got a good smile right now.
I did something that we haven't all been doing as much in quarantine.
And that is?
Showered.
Okay.
And I
knew that's what it was. You're clean.
I moisturized.
That's what you've got this, like,
yes,
real sexy pregnant vibe going on.
Oh, yeah.
Right
I'm feeling very sexy right now. Let me tell you. I can't really tie my shoes.
But to be fair, you never knew how. We've had to get you some of those...
the Velcro shoes?
The Velcros for a while, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No, in all honesty, I'm actually fairly mobile. The only thing I've given up was trying to find the cat under the bed.
Yeah, that's my responsibility.
Yeah, that's the one job I've given up. He's really, sneaky, so we just like to know where he is, and if he's under the bed, that's on you.
Well, we have this thing where we don't like to leave the house not knowing where Leon is, which I guess will be good for, like, as parents, when we have our kid that's, like, 2 weeks old and we're just leaving him. Like, we know where he is.
We'll make sure he's under the
bed. Kidding. We have the thing where we don't like to leave the house. We went for a walk today. We wanted to make sure that we knew that where Leon was. Just it helps us relax. Then, like our biggest fear is by accident he left. So I check. I see his lump. He's under the bed. Yes, he dug into the bed. Don't judge us. Judge him. And that's it. So he was there. And point is, getting all sidetracked here. You can't look underneath. I did it.
But that's my only limitation. I mean, that and sit-ups right now. I mean, I can kind of do them, but it's not pretty. But I'm still trying.
Have you noticed when we do this podcast, and to give a visual for everybody, we're recording in our kitchen, but it's kind of a joint situation where it divides into, what is that room called?
Like, it opens up into a den.
It opens up into a den. Leon always seems to chill in the den and just watch us.
Yeah, he does. He's our studio audience.
He's like giving me some real shit eyes. Now he's relaxing, but he is. He just has a spot. It's like a routine now. When we record, he's there. It's weird.
He's a cat. He likes a routine. His baby thing's already thrown him off. Yeah. We built the crib this weekend, and he spent a good amount of time under the crib now. That's his new thing.
He likes to be under stuff.
Yes.
But that's a cat thing. It's not a Leon thing.
Yeah, I guess it is. But yeah, so he likes a novel location.
Yes.
Or a novel item in the house.
Yes.
And with this baby stuff, there's so much new shit in the house.
It's all over the place.
It's every day.
Every day, new item. Leon gets into it. All right, Jesse. So Red Lobster today.
Yes.
I've been excited for this pizza. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been thinking about, not excited in the sense of I wanted to, like, I'm going to a famous restaurant, I'm ready to have dinner, I'm looking forward to the meal. But it's just something that is so novel to me and so different. Like Red Lobster, a pizza, I think really when you say that out loud, people are intrigued by it, they're interested in it. I don't know many people that do go to Red Lobster. I do know a lot of people that eat pizza. So I think putting that together is a really interesting dynamic. So I've been like anticipating this moment for a long time, and I'm finally glad we got to the Red Lobster pizza.
I had a thought about this.
Okay.
Is this the most mainstream that a New Haven white clam pizza gets?
What do you mean? Oh, well, I think I know what you mean, but explain yourself to the audience.
So a New Haven pizza, which I really like. One of my very good friends lives in New Haven, hates New Haven pizza. I feel like this is a huge waste. New Haven pizza is coal-fired pizza that is like really, really, really thin, and it's like if you turn it over, it's going to be like black on the bottom. It's not burnt, but it's like there's coal on the bottom of it. And their famous pizza is like this really garlic olive oily base with white clam
and very thin crust.
Yes, very thin, like
not cracker, but thin.
It could go cracker depending on how they just throw it. There's no shape to it really. Usually, it's like
circle-ish.
She's circle-like.
And with some elbows sticking out and shit.
And bubbles, like big black bubbles.
Yeah.
So, I'm just because I feel like that is not like some people hear they're like, ooh, gross clams.
Right.
But I love that pizza.
Yes.
I love that style. I like anything that style of pizza. But I'm just wondering, is this like kind of that? You know, like okay, we talked about it yesterday on the Patreon, the Pizzeria Uno's. That's like a mainstream Chicago style pizza,
right?
So this is like, I feel like it's like the closest riff to that.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe this has more cheese than those pizzas would.
This one did.
Unless, like, I feel like with the classic New Haven style, there'll be more garlic on there and less cheese.
I think you're not getting my point. My point is, you look very confused. It's just that this is like, it's kind of like a gourmet idea in a very mainstream restaurant.
I feel you. No, I agree.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. When we saw first of all, the price was like $14. So, and we'll get more into the details of the pizza itself. I know there's some things we want to get to, but I just want to say, like, when I heard it was $14, that kind of scared me because lobster is very expensive. So why would a pizza that has lobster on it be so cheap?
Yes,
that was weird to me. After eating it, I kind of have a better idea of that. There just wasn't much lobster on it. But I now understand more of where that's coming from and why that was so inexpensive from Red Lobster. So that kind of makes sense. But I see your point. Yeah, this is like people don't even know that they're eating an upscale pizza when they go to Red Lobster. That's the point you're making.
Yeah, because these kind of places have like that safety to them of like, you know, you go get your fried fisherman's platter,
right.
And this is like a little bit...
Well, I know we had talked about that originally maybe as an idea to do, is to get like the fried fisherman's platter or get fish. But I think if you fry seafood at Red Lobster, it's going to be halfway decent.
Yeah, fried fish has to be bad. And I am looking at you fish fillet from McDonald's. That was terrible.
Terrible.
Literally horrific.
But the fish was okay. It just was everything around it.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was not okay.
It
was like minced fish.
What does that mean?
Like it was chopped up and like repatted into a fish. Yeah,
maybe.
It was not. There were no flakes happening there.
There was no flakes. No. I mean, you go to a Red Lobster, I would expect if they're going to fry the shrimp, fry the fish, fry the cod, fry the scallops, I think it's going to be fine. Like, it's going to taste good. It's basically like if you fried it at your own house. I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's going to be a gourmet meal, but I didn't want to bring in that type of item into the house, because this is like something different that you could only get at a Red Lobster. Now, you might be able to get seafood pizzas at different places, but it's just such a unique item on their menu. It stood out to me when reading the rest of the appetizers when we did Yum or Yuck a few weeks back. I can't remember if it was on this podcast or it was on the Patreon page, but I can tell you I remember being like, this stood out. I want to try this.
Yes, and I think the more I think about it, the more I do agree you're totally right with that, because where it's more dicey is kind of like the Popeyes, where they don't deal in seafood.
Totally.
Like, Red Lobster has a good seafood purveyor, or at least like a decent one. But fried scallops. Have you ever had fried scallops? That totally kind of caught me off guard. I don't think I ever have.
Like, I've had them in a fried fisherman's platter.
Okay. Are they little guys or the big guys?
I've had both.
I think I'm going to make the big guys next week.
I mean, they're better when they're the big guys because they're more meaty. But if you get a good fried scallop,
scallops are like top 10.
If you get like I love fried clam bellies. I think they're one of the most delectable D word. Which we have a story about dicks in a little bit. We could tell our dick story from yesterday. Oh my god!
Which one?
The one where it was just dick. Oh,
dick. There was two from yesterday.
I have a whole thing too, by the way. Side note about like dick, like how you could say, "Oh, I saw my friend Dick." You could, like on the radio, I could go to you, hey, let's talk to Dick, who's on line 2. How are you doing, Dick? How was your day, Dick? But then I can't be like, you're a dick. Dick, you're a dick. Well, can't say that.
The douche.
Dick, you're a. I mean, like, to me, it's weird.
I think it's weird that you can say douche on the radio at all.
You could say D-bag, and you can say douche.
But you can't put it together.
You can't say. I honestly, this is a funny thing. I don't like using that word at all. It really irritates me.
It's a gross word.
I don't like when radio hosts use it. I think it's lame and lazy.
They say it enough that like I've noticed it.
Yeah, like it's just like the thing, that guy's a douche. It's like, I don't know. It's a weird word.
Come up with something more creative.
Yeah, it'd be like, that guy's a poo-poo head, tushy monster.
Interesting that like the radio is so regulated when literally nothing else is at this point.
You mean like audio things, or just
like
in
on TV? Like we were watching something and somebody said like the F word on like what were we watching? It was on like real television too, but it was like after 10 o'clock, and it was
I remember. I remember,
but they're so strict on radio. It's hilarious. And on Twitter, you can say literally anything.
What'll be interesting is so the NBA is coming back, and there's gonna be no fans in there. So they're worried about all the shit that's going to be said. So they're thinking about doing it on a slight delay. Which I understand, because if it's like one big curse fest. But what's the league going to do? We're talking sports. Holy shit. What's the league going to do if every other word is fuck, shit, other stuff? They can't have it as one big beep, beep, beep. And welcome to the beep, beep. I mean, I don't know how they're going to execute it. Like, what do they do? I don't know.
No idea.
So that's why the guy... All that, like, I'm even going more sidetracked, but as a sports radio producer, what will be more interesting than the games to break down will be all the other bullshit minutia that goes along with it. No one in the crowds, cursing from the players, hear it on TV, hearing the coaches, hearing things you weren't supposed to hear. Did you hear what so-and-so said? Like, it's going to be fascinating.
Maybe they pipe in, like, white noise, so, like, we can't hear it.
Well, these soccer leagues, they've piped in fake crowd noise, and they're thinking about doing, like, fake
That's
NBA
so
2K.
Weird.
Defense! But the players wouldn't hear it, just the people in there. The players won't hear it.
Okay.
Just the fans at home watching the broadcast. Yeah, they won't have it in there. You sucked in, Winnie! He's like, fuck you! Computer! Like,
okay, alright, that's still bizarre.
Still bizarre, though, right?
Yeah.
Strange. But you're right, yes, radio... There's some magic words you can't say.
Yeah, it reminds me of baseball. Because baseball's like we have to keep the rules this way. Doesn't matter that no one is watching or listening. We like it this way.
Baseball, we got to go back to the way the things were. If you can't change the rules. I know people are so freaked out about even people that are progressive with a lot of other stuff. Something about baseball they won't allow to happen. And meanwhile, like the 16-year-old sitting at home going, nope.
Yeah.
But good thing you're happy with your low fucked up ratings.
This is the 6th pitching change this inning?
Oh, like people like, for example, for extra innings, they're starting somebody at second base. You can't do that. It's the integrity of the game. It's like, okay, nobody's watching.
I know.
Nobody's watching.
That's also...
How about a home run derby, like NHL? Oh, we can have a shootout. That sounds cool. MLB, home run derby? No, can't do that. Like, what is it about baseball that freaks people out to change it?
I don't know. It is...
Like I hate to say it, but if there was a home run derby and extra innings and you were sitting there, nobody would leave. They'd be like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like it. I don't know. I'm in the minority on that. I'm like, change it. It's boring.
Well, I think this season... this is the time to play with shit.
Well, that's what they're doing. The DH is in the NHL. They're starting a runner on second base.
No, I know. But you can just go wild because there's going to be 97 asterisks by everything.
Oh, I talked about this on give a plug to Outside the Box with Mike and Lee on one of the other podcasts I do. This is the most excited I've been for a baseball season in decades.
It's kind of like when you are going to work out, but you tell yourself it's only going to be like 15 minutes. It sounds a lot better than doing it for an hour.
Yeah, and you get the same results.
Because baseball's like...
Bingo.
Yeah. You know,
great. I'm stealing that,
okay. Yeah, no, because baseball's like... Well, that's because we just got a Peloton, and I'm like taking these shorter, harder workouts because I can do them now. I can't run anymore because it's just... It just feels like I have a watermelon inside my belly.
You do.
But I can Peloton really hard and not feel anything.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm like, these 30-minute workouts are great. It would take me an hour and a half to freaking walk 5 miles. Anyway, so it's kind of like that renewed invigoration. You're like, yeah, it's the same thing, just shorter, and I'm not going to get burned out on it.
Oh, totally. I mean, I might have a different opinion of things when the Mets are 2-13, but I think and I'm not going to go too into details because anybody listening, nobody cares what I'm about to say about the Mets. It's very boring. I just like it.
I'm already going to tune out.
But I think the Mets have a good team this year. I think they have a good roster. I think they're in a place to do well. Their lineup is legit good. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. 60 games. Let's just go. Like, get out of the box early, win some games, and let's have some fun. I'm super excited to... we're going to have a kid, and we're going to have playoff baseball in the background. I mean, it's going to be the best couple months ever. It's going to be so much fun. Yes,
you're going to remember all of it very clearly, I'm sure, and
very
not be sleep deprived at all.
Not at all. Well, I think... I know. I get it. There's no way I'll understand what it's like to be a parent right now. I have to live it. I have to learn it.
We're going to have to play this back
but
and comment on it.
I will say, hey, if you want to produce and edit it, go for it. I will say...
I'm going to be producing and editing enough. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Jess delivers. That'll be episode 108 from the hospital.
Oh, God.
Like the delivery room.
Okay. Oh, yeah, good. Let's definitely do that.
I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be incredibly difficult. But I think I'm going to handle. I think I'm going to be okay. I'll be fine.
Yes, you will be. You're going to make it through. All right.
This is about me.
How am I? Okay, good.
You'll be okay, too.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of it. You'll be good.
I'll be good. I mean, I used to get up at 3 a.m. for work for 5 years. I stayed up till 10. I had 18-hour days.
I know.
That were like not ideal. It's one thing if you had an 18-hour day and it's like from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. There's a difference between 10 to 3. I'll take that to my grave.
Imagine passing a human out of your body and then having those 18-hour days.
Well, I mean, I would do it for you if I could. My hole is so small.
No, I don't think that would go well. But yes, we'll definitely revisit this discussion point at a later date.
Okay, episode 90, where Jess comes back and haunts my heart. Because, fast forward 3 months later, oh my God, there's shit all over the place. This little fucker.
Yep, that's going to be about right.
Let's transition into cheese.
Okay.
It's okay. No natural transition. I'm not that good.
I could probably come up with something. I took that breastfeeding class.
All right, transition shit into talking about cheese and seafood. Go for it. You're up.
No, we're talking about the baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, okay. And I said, I just took a breastfeeding class. And you said, there's no transition to cheese. There's one right there.
Oh, because milk makes cheese?
Yes.
That's a stretch.
That's like the clearest.
Okay, fine. Let me try it. All right, so we're talking about having a baby. You took a breastfeeding class. And what I remember is milk comes from breasts. And how do you make cheese?
From milk.
From milk. Let's talk about cheese and seafood. Crushing it, Jess. This was your idea for a topic here, but it's a good one. I'll give you a shout out. Cheese and seafood, do they go together? Because and you bring it up because of this, of course. We've got the lobster with the fresh mozz. That was or the mozzarella that was from this.
Yeah, it's a real it's a divisive topic where people are 100% on it. Absolutely not. But then I've seen other people on the Food Network. I think specifically Giada De Laurentiis is well, there's certain circumstances like traditional dishes where it's totally fine. So a shrimp scampi might have Parmesan cheese on it.
Right.
Or like an Alfredo-y situation with shrimp.
Okay.
Because that's a cheesy based.
Right.
Or a tuna melt, which I actually really like.
Or the McDonald's fish fillet.
Or the McDonald's fish fillet, which was just haphazardly a rubbery piece of cheese was tossed on it.
The Wendy's one did not have cheese.
I got it with. It didn't come by default. You would add. You had to add cheese.
Yes,
that's what it was.
I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this?
I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm not anti it. I think if the right situation calls for it, I'm for it. I'm not as hard and fast as you can never do it. I know a lot of people, I'm not a big mac and cheese guy, but I know a lot of people love a nice macaroni and cheese with a lobster in it, for example.
Okay.
A lobster mac is definitely a trendy thing that people talk about and have a lot. So I'm not for it. I don't think I would want to get fish parmesan. That to me would be repulsive. Not repulsive, just weird. But I'm not anti it if it makes sense. I'm not going to normally do it, but I could understand in a certain circumstance that you go and do it. For example, a lot of times people get what is it? A nice seafood on top of some pasta.
See, I'm wondering.
So if you got some cheese on there, that's probably something people do.
Does pasta negate?
It does.
It for some reason.
It does. I don't. Yeah, right. If you remember, that's a good point.
I feel there's two things that negate it. Shrimp and pasta seem to.
They do. Yeah, if you take some dish and add, and macaroni and cheese would be, it's macaroni, so it's pasta, and you add the seafood in there, maybe because it's I don't know what the word is. It softens the blow.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? It does something to it.
But it seems
makes it safer.
It is okay in some scenarios.
Well, how about seafood dishes without pasta that have cheese on it?
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, what are some fish dishes with cheese minus pasta?
Well,
what's an example?
I was thinking
the fish fillet we talked about. Okay, that's one.
I was thinking tacos or a burrito or something like that.
Yeah.
If you did a shrimp taco or something,
or some fishy burrito that has cheese in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I don't find it to be really egregious. It would have to be a ridiculous situation where
okay, for example, you like to get salmon. Is there any circumstance you see cheese and salmon working together that's maybe a salad?
Yeah, okay, so maybe there's a goat cheese on a salad and there's salmon on top of it.
So that works together.
Yeah, I think I might be okay with this the more I think about it.
Okay, so that's another example. But would you ever do okay, I'm having salmon with a side of, I don't know,
nacho cheese.
Rice pilaf, and then on top of that salmon there's a cheese.
Yeah, that would never happen. No.
So what we're finding is when you put it in a vessel that makes the centerpiece not the fish or the cheese, it works. Pasta works. Salad, it works.
Yeah.
Another example, let's go with sandwich. That
That's
probably
what I was
works
trying
in
to
there.
think, yeah.
So in sandwiches, people do it all the time. Okay, the fish fillet, that technically is a sandwich.
Gross.
But it's when you just have, if you don't have a carbohydrate or you don't have that vegetable of lettuce, then together, it seems like it's bizarre.
Yeah, if you had a salmon in a nice cheese sauce.
Yeah. Well, people might like that.
That sounds terrible. Okay, no, I just want... I wanted to think about it and address it, just because I know that that's a big thing. Like we've made shrimp scampi pizza a couple of times, and I think I even I want to say this was 5 to 8 years ago. Posted a picture of it, and I got all this shit from people being like, "Now you had cheese and shrimp on there." It's okay, I don't know. It was great, Speaking of which, we're making a pizza tonight.
Yes, this is a barbecue chicken pizza.
On the grill.
On the grill.
Did you preheat the grill this time?
I've not preheated it yet.
Okay.
Was I supposed to?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Okay. You didn't know that either, did you?
I didn't. Well, I like honestly, I like not preheating it because I enjoy our walks.
Okay,
yes. I like talking to you.
We walk around the
Unlike
neighborhood.
some people, I enjoy conversation.
Okay, got
That's
it.
why I have 7 podcasts that make me no money.
That's not entirely true.
Not entirely true. Download Mike Delivers. Head to the Patreon page. Okay, so that's cheese and that is seafood together. Red Lobster experience. Don't have much. Honestly, I just thought of something else though to talk about with Red Lobster. I don't have much experience. I do have memories of trying the biscuits. So I was there once. We should have gotten some biscuits on the side. The problem
you
was
snuck away to order, so I thought you ordered some.
No, I snuck away because the reception sucks.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just curious what those biscuits taste like all these years later. I remember liking them. I don't know why. I don't know with who, but I have a memory one time of eating the biscuits, so I had to have been there as a kid.
Interesting.
You?
Biscuit memory or just general?
General, Red Lobster.
So we went to one as a kid one time. And this was probably...
In Pittsburgh?
Yes. And it's where the Trader Joe's is now on the way out towards the mall.
I gotcha.
And I was so young, and I was a fairly picky eater as a kid. Not terrible. Not super adventurous at restaurants, because we never went to restaurants. Right. When we went, as I've mentioned on here, it was the Olive Garden. Yeah. Or a pizza place. Yeah. Called Il Pizzioli that just got written up for 1 bajillion health violations.
Hashtag not them right now.
Yeah. Okay. Which just it makes it very funny that there's only 2 places my mom would go. We went with our neighbors, the Lackners, who we still see very frequently, and they moved, we moved. We all still live about 20 houses apart, so not moving too far in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I don't really remember the food. I remember it just being a novel experience, not being at Olive Garden or Il Pizzioli. Sure. And that was it. But I have no idea. I probably got something super, super bland and plain. And I don't really remember the biscuits.
I wonder if... I'm just curious, too. And maybe, hopefully, if you can help me with this, email me at MikeDeliversPod@gmail.com or social media is on MikeDeliversPod on all platforms. Let me know, because on the menu right now, you can't get lobster.
Oh, the whole lobster?
Yeah, you can't get a 2-pound lobster and just have it. You can get the tails.
Okay, question.
But... there is a tank with lobsters swimming in it.
That was the answer to my question.
But is that tank for show? I think at Red Lobster, there's a tank for show. And you know how you go to a fancy restaurant and there's a tank and they'll literally...
go in and pick it out?
Yep. Take your lobster and make it? Because there was only 3 lobsters in this giant fucking tank. I should have taken a photo of this fucking thing. I think they have a tank for show. I think they're show lobsters.
Oh my god. I have to say that's something I've literally never in my life thought about at a restaurant that wasn't a fancy restaurant. Because they're going to get lobster there.
I think they have a tank out there, so when you go in, it gives off the... you go, oh, wow, there's the lobsters. But
that's going to be on my pizza.
There's no shot.
No.
There's no shot.
That's so interesting. All right, I'm going to have to look that up.
There's a lot of questions now that they need to be answered.
Yeah, does somebody feed... Where do they get them? Does somebody feed them? How often do they clean the tank?
Well, do you have to feed lobsters? What do you feed a lobster?
Probably krill or something. I took care of an aquarium for a year.
Okay, so then what do you feed lobsters?
Yeah, krill or some plankton or something like that.
You throw in some Red Lobster pizza?
Well, krill or teeny tiny little shrimp.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a show tank.
That is a weird concept.
I know. But it does give the perception, I will say, and I've been in there for Uber Eats pickups, when you go into the Red Lobster and you see a lobster tank, it gives you a little false sense of security. It really does.
Which really is kind of gross. Which would be like if you go to a brunch place and there's just like chickens walking around everywhere.
Well, it's different because it's a gift. Okay, also too, like if you took your kid to Red Lobster and they can go up to the tank, look at the lobsters, that's cool. I mean, there's a gimmick
Unless
factor
you have
to
that
it.
highly sensitive kid like my brother who would like be like, That's my dinner. That was the thing I used to do to really piss him off when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Is we'd be like eating something with ground beef, and I'd be like, moo, moo.
Oh, you're so mean.
I'm such a
Your brother was
jerk.
so little cute, too.
I know, it was horrible.
Yeah. Well, I hope he tortures you back.
I don't know. That stuff didn't bother me, and
Yeah.
it kind of still doesn't. Horrible. I mean, factory farming is a whole other discussion. But I can
Don't blow my mind about that.
I can eat meat without freaking out too much, but
Right.
I don't love it regardless.
Yes.
But
I understand it. It's just strange, like a showcase. The other Red Lobster memory I have isn't actually eating at Red Lobster. It's the fact that the Red Lobster in Times Square is the most profitable restaurant in America.
And you know what? Is it on like a corner? I'm trying to think of where
It's around 42. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you exactly where it is. I've been past it a million times because it's on the way to the 8th Avenue to pick up the trains, or 7th Avenue. I don't know off the top of my head. It's like inside New York streets. But I've been past it a bunch, and that's like the most profitable restaurant in America is the Red Lobster.
Why
in
would
Times
you
Square.
go there?
I don't know. Why would you? Let's try to figure that out. Why would you? You know what you're going to get. You're comfortable with it from back home. If you're a major tourist, you're in that area. You're around people that aren't from New York, so maybe you feel more comfortable. It's like not being in New York.
I guess, but I don't have it normally, so.
But obviously people do, Jess. Red Lobsters are.
No, it's
staying
interesting.
around.
No, they don't. They don't cook their lobsters.
Oh, you just figured it out?
It's on Reddit. They have a like they have like a humane way that they just
Kill
do lobster tails.
Right. You can't get a lobster.
They don't boil them alive, and they don't boil their live lobsters. Unlike most seafood restaurants, Red Lobster does not boil their lobsters alive. I don't know what that means, though.
It means it's not fresh.
Well, so seafood should be frozen upon being caught, usually, like, unless you're eating it that day. But, like, let's say it's caught. So I think these are Norwegian lobster tails.
The description on this pizza says Maine lobster.
No, it had, or maybe it's.
It does.
Maybe it is. Let me see.
I read it this morning.
No, one of them was the Langostino was from elsewhere.
Yes, but there's Maine lobster on it.
Yeah, well, in order for it to make it from Maine to here without having like some serious bacterial infection, it has to be flash frozen.
Okay, so then when it goes into the tank, is it like how are those lobsters swimming in a tank?
Oh, I was
Explain that to me.
Oh, I was thinking that they're just the tails. They're just sending the tails.
Okay, there's a lobster. I swear to God, I saw a live lobster.
No. I'm just like
Where
the
did
ones
those
that you eat. Where
do they?
I
come
honestly
from?
think like the pet store.
You think they just like someone needs to make a run to Petco and buy lobsters?
Yeah, maybe.
You can't buy lobsters at Petco. What are you talking? I'm not. Come on, stop it.
No, I don't know where they get them, but I don't think those are the eating lobsters.
No, they're the show lobsters.
I know, I'm
telling
agreeing
you.
with
They
you
have
on
a
this.
showcase of lobster. That's crazy, Jess.
I know, it's a weird concept. They are Norway lobsters.
Is that lobster tail?
Maine lobster meat, Langostino, and Norway lobster. So it's technically the lobster and linguino pizza. So here's my question. Maine lobster meat and the Norway lobster, are those different components?
Yes, there were different types of lobster in that pizza.
Okay, and the Langostino.
There was only one claw meat slice.
Why do you need to have that then? Why do you need to have two different ones?
Because it sounds more special.
And because you have, for like FDA reasons, you have to like have certain verbiage. So one is lobster meat and one is just lobster.
Well, I don't know what the difference is.
I don't either, but...
So Maine lobster meat, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's asking more questions than it's
So you can
answering.
probably get frozen Maine lobster shipped to you.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. They have Maine lobster frozen, the meat sent to them.
Oh, you
And
think that means it's demeated?
Correct. They get the meat.
Like chopped up.
The meat's already exactly. So the Red Lobster has a purveyor that they use. I guess it's from Maine. They take the lobster, whatever they have to do to it, and then they freeze it and ship it to you, it's out of the shell.
So that could be like the same meat that they would use for maybe like a lobster roll.
Whatever else is on the menu.
Okay.
But and that brings me to this. It does bother me a little bit that a place is called Red Lobster and they don't have
the whole
lobster.
lobsters.
Like, I mean, am I out of bounds for saying that?
Well, you are also a lobster-phile.
What does that mean?
A lover of lobster.
Yeah, but I'm not, there's a lot of people that like lobster.
No, but you probably make whole lobsters more than a normal person.
I would say
that's 100% true.
Okay, that's fine. But there's a lot of people that like whole lobsters.
No, there are.
I'm not being a weirdo for liking a whole lobster.
No, but I think
I think the majority of people on the East Coast eat them whole.
I don't think as many people cook them. I think a lot of people like them. And here's where I'm going to go with this. You're like, that is the absolute fucking easiest way to make a lobster, and it's the tastiest. Why don't you do it? Is that what you're trying to get across?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of people eat lobster. Not a lot of people let their cat play with it before they make a lobster.
Well, I'm not saying that. I mean, just because Leon and Larry had a nice night.
You have to put those pictures.
I gotta find those.
I think you put them on Instagram like a million years ago. I have them on my phone.
But I guess where I'm going with this, and this is going to be the snobbiest fucking thing I've said on this podcast. If you go to Red Lobster, you're probably not somebody that eats a whole lobster.
Oof, those are fighting words.
I said it. The most fucked up thing I've said on this podcast. If you go to Red Lobster, you probably aren't a real lobster lover.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, your company's name is fucking Lobster.
No, I mean for the person going to Red Lobster.
No, but it's just annoying. It's just annoying me. I sound like such an asshole.
You do sound like such an asshole.
I know. I sound like a food asshole.
I know. You're like that little kid who's like, oh, I'll pick out that lobster. Whereas like most people are like 40 the first time they do that. You're like 7.
Well, you know what? Then so be it. Fuck it. That's me. I'm a lobster snob.
You're
Michael Louis Biseglia, the lobster asshole.
You really are.
I really am. Okay, but that was just on my chest. I just wanted to get that off there.
Okay.
All right, so let's get to the lobster itself from Red Lobster, and that brings me to the pickup situation. We called it in from the house, and they gave me a time. The guy on the phone said, pick it up at 5:25. I think we called at about 5:07. It's about a 20-minute drive. I was like, perfect timing. Great. Drove out to the Red Lobster, which is in Wayne, New Jersey. So it's a little bit out there. Not terribly far. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes, like I just said. It's actually a lot quicker home. It's all based because it's on a highway in a U-turn situation. Drove out there, no problems. Got to the Red Lobster. And at first I thought it was slammed. From a distance, I'm like, holy shit, this Red Lobster is packed. Then I realized that's the Wendy's next door. From a distance, I couldn't tell. Got into the Red Lobster parking lot. 6 cars in total. 4 just parked. 2 in like a driveway looking thing. It's got like it looks like if you had valet, there's an area your car can drive through, and 2 cars were just packed there. And I got out, then I started walking to go in. At first I'm like, is this organized curbside like an Outback or an Applebee's? Made the right decision going in. No organization. They never would have come out to me. Going into them was the right move.
So, but they called it curbside, for sure.
It was not.
Okay.
Nobody would have come.
Okay, so it's not like when you go to Panera, there's like some guy like running out to your car when you pull in?
No, it was a shit show in there. It was one guy running around doing everything. Taking orders, placing orders, paying, getting the food. Overwhelmed. I felt bad for the guy. People were pissed. It shouldn't have been his fault. But I'm walking into the restaurant and I walk past these 2 cars and these people were just... I'm such a fuddy-duddy. Smoking pot. They were just getting high. Like, I don't know what was going on, but I was like, those cars are going to be so excited for their Red Lobster. Which makes sense now, because it had to have been the woman that was in there that was really pissed off, and her food was sitting there, but nobody was there to take it. And she finally got the food, and she was really aggressive with the guy. And she was, like, really pissed. She's like... if that's my food, it's been sitting there. I paid a lot of fucking money for that meal.
Oh, boy.
And that had to have been the woman that was going back in the car with all the marijuana.
Well, they needed their Cheddar Bay biscuits, apparently.
She was pissed.
I hate that. I don't know what I was listening to. Something within the last couple of days where they were talking about just be nice to your service workers at this point. I mean, this is like as hard as it gets.
Yes.
Protocols are different. People are short-staffed. Just be fucking
So
patient.
I tipped him.
Good.
I tipped him on a...
Even though you drove 40 minutes round trip,
and
he needed a tip.
I felt... but it's someone that does this shit now. I tipped him, and it was a gift card, so I was like, whatever.
Yes,
which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah, it was a gift card.
But, so when I got in there was probably 4 other people waiting, which was fine, and everybody was away from each other. But if it got hectic in there, I don't think people would have given a fuck and would have gone over protocols. So one group was in there, and they just wanted to place an order. But it was just the one guy. So he wasn't able to get to them. So I made a recommendation to these people. So I'm trying to be nice.
Okay.
I said, when I called, it wasn't this guy that answered the phone. You might get your order in quicker if you call.
Well, that was nice of you.
Mm-hmm. So they go pick up their phone to place the phone call. And I hear the phone ringing out front, and nobody answers it.
Oh, God.
And now I felt like such a dick. So combined it with
you
that.
tried.
I tried, but right as the phone's ringing, the guy comes out with our pizza.
Oh, Jesus.
So then I cut them in line, pay for the pizza with the gift card, and get out of there. And they haven't even placed their order in. And these people were in there. I couldn't tell you how long before me, but they were in there. But because it's one guy placing orders, doing everything... And I heard a different voice. My idea was like, call in, try to sneak ahead, and it just backfired.
You meant well.
I definitely meant well. I don't think they were. I was too nice to them to the output I got back. So I didn't even say. Well, I took the pizza.
I gotcha.
I took the pizza and I was like,
yeah.
Fuck it, I'm out of here. And it was a gift card, which is from 2012.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, when I received it was like 2015.
So we got a gift card that's just 5 restaurants in one, part of the Darden brand.
Yes.
And on this gift card, there's Olive Garden. What else is on there?
Bahama Breeze,
Red Lobster.
It was Hillstone in Houston.
No, it wasn't that quality of restaurant.
Do you have it? I couldn't have kicked it.
It's in my wallet.
Okay,
there was also like a Bighorn, Longhorn
Steakhouse.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay, regardless of when it was, I guess, created, I got it in 2015, and I've been carrying it around in this little thing that I have of gift cards. You know, like if you get Amazon one or whatever. I hate spending a gift card as soon as I get it. I like to save it. Okay, it was none of these, actually, that I was at. So Seasons... I don't know, why did they give me this one? I think it was an upscale restaurant we were at. Seasons 52, Bahama Breeze, Longhorn Steakhouse, Olive Garden, and Red Lobster. So I was a product manager for almost 5 years, which, if you don't know what that is... Every product that you've ever seen has at least one product manager for it. Yeah. Basically, this person's job is to, like, obsess over the absolute unbelievable minutia of something. And it could be, like, I'm looking at this microphone we're on. There's somebody who's like, all right, these little knobs have to go here. They have to be black. They need to have these ridges because they don't have ridges. Then it doesn't turn well. It's not ergonomic. Da-da-da. It's all this shit you don't ever think about.
Because if it works, you'll like it. And you don't want to have a... You don't want to be like, ooh, that knob feels weird. I don't like that there's spikes coming out of it.
It's your job to also be like... The crisis control. So, like, what if, like, I'm twisting the knob to tighten this microphone and it falls off and then my dog eats it? Like
now I'm stressed out. I just wanted to talk about Lobster Pizza.
So anyway, so I was a product manager for thermal cyclers, which do PCR. And if you've had a coronavirus test, PCR is how you find out your results. It's very important. PCR is super important. It's how you get your genetic testing and all that jazz. And I actually used to work with those companies. So I did that, and then I also did spectrophotometry, which is like... looking at the color of something and determining the chemical compounds. We'll just make that really big. Okay, so we weren't selling these spectrophotometers very well in the United States. So our German colleagues thought... So I had a counterpart in Germany who was like the head of all the product managers, was like, let's go on the road. So we took a road show around the Midwest for 2 weeks. And I think I got to go home in between... But basically, I slept in the back of a teeny tiny car with 2 Germans, and we did presentations at universities and pharmaceutical companies across the Midwest. And we went out to dinner one night at a restaurant, and for some reason...
Wait a minute, do you not have a hotel?
Yeah, we had hotels. But
you said you slept in the car.
I slept in the car while they drove.
Oh, well, they drove. I thought you made it sound like that was your hotel room. It's like, wait a minute, were we together?
No,
you were
no.
sleeping with Germans?
We slept in our own separate rooms.
Gotcha.
And we went to one of the I thought it was like a Hillstone or Houston's, but we went to one of those. We went to a Darden restaurant apparently, and there was something wrong with the meal. And they gave us a $50 gift card.
And that's how this paid for our Red Lobster meal?
Yes.
That's fucking hysterical.
And they didn't have any in Germany's. And I've just been holding this damn thing forever.
That's funny.
I'm glad to get rid of it. I got this TJ Maxx one that I can't seem to spend either. Other than that, they're like...
That's great. We had a free meal with that. And that's why I bring it back to the Patreon page, because it helps pay for these.
Yeah, because that part is not as...
Tax write-off.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but it's not. It's still, it adds up over time. Honestly, doing all these foods.
Cool.
But yeah, that was exciting.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
So we're gonna have to use the rest of it. There has to be like $30 left on it.
I have some ideas. We'll talk about it off air. What to do with the rest.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So that was the pickup experience. That was how we got the gift card. Taking it back, easy, because it's a highway. And it's difficult getting on that side of the highway. Coming back, I'm facing the direction of the highway I want to go home. GPS was 11 minutes back.
Whoa.
So when we had that pizza...
That's no traffic.
And I don't know how long it took for the pizza. And I maybe I should talk about this a little bit more. But there was one guy in there who was taking all those orders. He actually got to my pizza relatively quickly, considering, and he took care of me. So thank you for that. Thank you, guy, who was definitely overworked and did not have a lot of help. So it was nice that I got that pizza. I don't think it was sitting long in the kitchen, is what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Well, that was a quick drive home.
I think by the time it got out of the oven into the or whatever they cooked it into our pizza box, and then into the house when I tried it, I think it may have been 20 minutes.
Interesting.
Door to door, I mean, which is really quick considering where it came from.
Yes. And for, like, general context, this is out by where the Firehouse Subs was. So it's in Sonic and...
But it was actually, to be fair, getting home from Red Lobster was easier than the Firehouse Sub because of the direction it was facing. Okay. So even though that's a closer drive there, it's all about coming home.
Okay, interesting.
I think from pizza to our lips, 20 minutes.
And that is kind of, for the most part, we don't live in a great chain restaurant area. We live in a great local restaurant area.
But we're close to these highways that have access to it.
But these highways are where it's at, is what I mean.
Yeah, the highways are where it's at.
Yeah, like, this is out by a big mall, and, like, 46 is just... chock full
all over the place
of these restaurants.
A lot of our food reviews have come from Route 46.
Yes. Where I really want to explore is, I think it's Route 4.
That's more of my childhood.
Where you grew up. I know, but there is some good shit out there.
That's higher end.
Yes.
Chain.
Yeah, it says Lobster Boy.
Oh God. I mean, you've got on there like Cheesecake Factory.
Well, there's the
Houston.
I've been to that Cheesecake Factory numerous times. There's Bahama Breeze,
yeah.
There's Cava, which I'm dying to try.
Which actually though is on 46, 64. What route?
Well, there's one on 4.
There's a Cava by where I picked up the pizza.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. I went once in Boston. It was amazing.
Which wasn't that far, considering, like, if you ever wanted me to get it for you, it wasn't that bad.
Okay, interesting.
That would definitely be feasible.
Because I would like to get that.
I was thinking about that. It's another 5-minute drive, but it definitely wasn't, like, insane.
Okay.
Not insane. No.
I would like... It was so...
And I know where it is, too, because on the GPS you can't find it, because I'm an Uber Eats driver. I know the secrets.
Oh, well, there you go.
One of the perks of being married to me.
There are so many, and that's a big one.
Is it? Wow, really? Let me hear the other ones.
Sometimes you get us tickets to games that we aren't going to go to anymore.
Okay.
And a parking pass.
Okay. It was getting depressing.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I'm saying. You can bring it back quick. All right, let's do the food review of the pizza we got here.
Okay.
All right, 3 categories if you're new to the podcast on the Mike Delivers food review scale. It's 0 to 10. And it's in 0.5 increments, and it's out of Toyota RAV4s, 2017. 0 being the worst, 10 being the best thing you've ever put in your mouth, /hottest, /takeout presentation visually. So, the 3 categories. Taste goes without saying. How did it taste? Takeout presentation, how did it look? How was the takeout presentation? And then heat factor, which is a big one because We are trying the food not as the integrity of when it comes out of the restaurant. How did the heat last once it came from, if it was an Uber Eats driver taking it to us, or in this circumstance, me picking it up from the restaurant? Jess, I feel like I've gone first for so many straight episodes. It's your turn to go first.
Okay, so you
and I don't
can't
care what
use
you say.
any of the words that I use.
I'll go first.
So if I say like you can't. No, I'm just kidding. I will go first if you want me to go first.
Yeah, I mean, how many straight have I gone first?
Okay, but you can't just steal my idea.
You know what? I'm going first.
Because you're going to steal my idea.
All right, what do you want me to do?
It.
Well, let's do takeout presentation first. This was fun. I love the takeout presentation. I was impressed that at Pizza Hut, they had their own Pizza Hut. Oh, God.
There was a glitch in the Matrix on that one.
I was impressed. Okay, you know how many fucking things we've tried on here and the bullshit we've eaten?
No, but your confidence was great.
Leon's looking at me like, you fucking moron. The takeout presentation from Red Lobster. They had their own little pizza box for a takeout pizza? That's impressive to me, which shows that people are probably getting this little fucking thing. I was impressed by that it had its own takeout container. Really cool. And then you got to open it up, and the pizza fit perfectly. It was nicely shaped. It basically was similar to what we got from the pizza from Taco Bell, but just bigger in shape, or bigger in size because of the bigger side pizza. So I was very impressed with that. I like the color scheme with Red Lobster. The red looked nice on the box. It was simple, sleek. I give takeout presentation an 8. Completely impressed with it. And maybe the novelty of things make it more impressive. Like, if it was in just some generic styrofoam container, it wouldn't have gotten to me like that. But the fact that they had their own specific takeout container for a pizza, not at Pizza Hut, at Red Lobster, going with a big ol' 8.
Yeah, it was perfect. Like
exactly.
First of all, the pizza itself I thought looked great. It was not. I was just expecting this to be very gooey. I don't know why. I read the description, but I felt like it was going to be drizzly and gooey, and it was not.
Can I interject?
Yes.
You're right. That was my biggest fear going into this thing, and if you want to see the full of me trying it, it's on my social, Mike Delivers Pod. I thought I was going to go into something that was just so gooey, cheesy, creamy. Like, I thought it was going to be messy with a lot of bullshit. Was not.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know why I thought like a cream cheese or like a creme fraiche drizzle or something.
Something gross.
Yes. So I opened it up and I was like, okay, this is really cute. But the box was awesome. And I have to say, it fit the pizza perfectly.
It did.
I thought it looked very visually attractive, especially because what it sounds like could go a whole lot of directions.
And that's why I was so excited to see what it looked like.
Can I just read like the actual description so people like know what
it
is?
Do it.
So it is technically the lobster and langostino pizza. Main lobster meat, langostino, which I guess are just like really big shrimp, Norway lobster, melted mozzarella, fresh tomato, and sweet basil. I have to say, the picture makes me know why I was a little worried.
Yeah, the picture makes it look like it's in a deeper dish.
The pizza also makes it look like it has white creamy stuff melted on top.
Can you see that again? Yeah, it's just really melted cheese in that picture, I guess.
Yeah, like maybe...
I don't think there was sweet basil on that.
There was like little dots of green.
Did miss that.
Oh, I think they might have been... Remember, I think they were cooked. Oh, that wasn't you. My mom asked me that last week if she should put the basil on before we cooked the pizza, and I was like, no, that's a bad decision.
No, it wasn't basil. It was...
Yes, it was.
It was...
prosciutto. No, she asked the basil too.
Well, then, okay. That was...
So we had decorate your own pizzas. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Whoa! Okay.
It exceeded expectations as the actual pizza looked, and the box was amazing. Like,
yes.
It was... You knew it was for that. And I don't think it was for anything else on that damn menu, actually.
I will say you're much better at giving descriptions than I am.
That's why I go second.
I've realized that. I'm not good at this.
No. You know what the worst part about you is?
Oh, God. This has been you've been really shitting on me here. I mean, my best quality is I get you tickets you can't go to anymore. Now you're going to rip me again. Wow. Okay, go for it.
Whenever I ask you what you like about something, you go, I like all the flavors together.
Well, that being honest.
But it makes it kind of like challenging to get out.
I'm not saying I'm a food reviewer. Like, I'm not pretending that I am.
Oh, I don't think you have a job in that. And then, what do you like best? How it tastes.
I'm not pretending to be Adam Richmond. By the way, go back and check episode number 87 if you want to hear my interview with the Man vs. Food guy.
No, if that's the worst thing about you, that's fine. But
it's not the worst thing about me. I mean,
it is annoying when I like flavor familiar. Like I like how it all tastes together.
I think that's the most. Time out, Brooklyn. I think that's the most ultimate compliment that I can be like. I think it all came together. That the basil, the cheese, the chicken, that it all worked in symphony and harmony and it worked together. I think that's a great compliment.
Maybe I'm just looking for a little more minutia. Like, I was like, love the chicken.
I'll give you minutia with taste then if you want it.
All right,
I'll minutia your ass off.
All right. I don't know what that means.
That's very disgusting. Okay, heat factor. Can we go to heat factor?
Yeah, we can go to heat factor.
Heat factor, disappointment. A lot of disappointment. The cheese was completely congealed. It had no cheesy gooiness to it. It was totally done. So when I ate the pizza, it was cold pizza. I mean, it wasn't like it would spend the night in the fridge the whole night and it was cold, but it was at the point where the cheese did not move, it wasn't gooey, and it was stationary and stuck. And then the lobster itself, or lobster meat, or whatever the fuck we're calling it these days, was cold too. So that I was really disappointed with, and I went with a 4.
Okay. So when I was a product manager, it was the only time I ever really worked in an office, because I worked in a lab, and now I work from home, but I go to labs. That was like the time I worked, like Mike's watching The Office right now. It was like The Office. Mm-hmm. So there was pizza, I'd say once a week.
Yeah.
That was left over from someone's meeting. Ugh. I brought it home. Do you remember that? It was La Scala in Long Island.
Getting leftover pizza.
Pizza was good, though.
I know, but it's the leftover from the leftover
no, the whole
party.
concept is disgusting now, especially if you think about who touched it. But anyway, they had Caesar salad pizza that was so good. I do have to say that. Anyway, there's like just that room temperature pizza.
Yeah. There's another adjective. You killed it.
That is what this was. This was room temperature pizza.
Yep.
So I have to be honest, I was stunned that that's how fast you got home.
Yeah, that's why I know, because of how cold it is.
That's why I'm like, the box was cute, but I don't know if it was doing its job.
No, I wonder if it was sitting. It may have been. It was. I think this is what happened, because the guy came out. He goes, "What's your name?" I said, "I'm Mike Delivers." I said, "I'm Mike." I got the Lobster Pizza, which was weird to say out loud in front of a lot of other human beings. But he went inside. A minute to 2 minutes later, he's back with the pizza. It probably was sitting there.
It was.
Because how long could that thing take to make?
Yeah, that seemed to congeal really fast. I got to be honest.
I think it probably was.
All I knew going into this was that the pickup was a shit show. I was showering and doing my hair and like running around and cleaning up the upstairs, and I was not paying attention to the time. Yeah. So I thought maybe we just had a really, really long, return.
When he said on the phone to be ready at 5:25, and I probably had pizza in hand.
You texted me at 5:35.
Okay, so that's 10 minutes after. So was it sitting there for 10 minutes? I don't know. We'll never know. My guess is it was sitting. If I had to guess,
it would make sense.
It was too cold.
It was really cold. Yeah, it was really cold. My number was actually 4 as well.
Okay.
It was. Me. Yes, I am. It was way too cold for that story you just told, because I brought things from out there before. You have as well. Like, it's not that bad from that area. Yeah. 20 minutes. It should have had like some melt to it. No. This was like. I guess that's why I call it room temperature pizza. Where like,
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that too.
Yeah, like it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and somebody finally emerges from the conference room and sets out the pizza.
So gross. Okay, so taste factor and bouncing back and forth. We'll go with that. So taste, I liked it. I'll start with that. It exceeded my expectations. Not gooey. The pizza was a very thin, crackery crust that had a layer of cheese on it. It said mozzarella cheese. I think there were other cheeses in there. I'm not positive. Different types of lobster put in there. I don't have any memories of anything else that was in there. Oh, and tomatoes.
Yeah, little
tomato bits. And when I opened it up, I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't gooey and it wasn't thick.
Because you had also projected that it might have just like one tiny piece of lobster on it.
I didn't know what to expect.
Because of the price and the calorie count.
But it was just because it was so thinly crusted and not that much cheese. I mean, not that much. So I bit into it, and it tasted like just average fine cheese pizza with some random clumps of lobster meat that probably were thrown on there at the last second, and it was okay. I liked it. I gave it a 6.5. I was pleasantly surprised with it. I was not repulsed from it. I actually enjoyed it. So I was curious after the fact, and I threw one in the microwave. Just want to say it weird like that. The microwave. Why is that making you laugh?
I don't know. You said it so weird.
I put it in the microwave. The microwave. I put it in the microwave and just heated it for 30 seconds, and the cheese got gooey. The lobster got disgusting. But the pizza itself was, like, not bad. A decent crackery crust with some regular cheese on there. That was good, and I'm going to enjoy that later heated up.
Okay, if you're going to reheat
So
it...
So 6.5.
If you're going to reheat it, here's a thought. What about, like, putting it crust side down in a pan?
The lobster's going to fall off.
No. Crust side down.
Oh, okay.
Lobster side up.
Okay, misunderstood.
I think on the Sporkful they talked about reheating pizza that way.
We talked about it on my podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think...
Thanks for listening, Dan Pashman, episode 47.
I listened to all of his podcasts, too. I haven't listened to his podcast for, like, 10 years, so... Anyway, I'm just wondering, because then you could just heat the bottom and not the lobster. Yeah. Anyway, they kind of put you in a rock and a hard place when it's that cold.
Yeah. Well,
what do you do?
I think you just... I don't care. At that point, I'll heat it up. I'm not expecting that lobster. Like I said, if you're going to Red Lobster and getting the lobster pizza, like, you're like, oh, it's the lobster pizza. I'm getting some lobster and pizza. And your mind is in a different spot. Yes. I don't know. I'm being a dick about all this.
Well, okay, first of all, semantics, I would say that it's more of a flatbread. I did not think that was a pizza.
I don't think you could write on the menu, it's the Red Lobster flatbread.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I think pizza. I think people would be turned on. I think the clientele... Are you
saying mainstream America does not like a flatbread? I think
the clientele going to Pizza Hut would not...
Red Lobster?
Oh my God. What is wrong with me? I think wouldn't like that.
I don't know, but I just think that was a more accurate description of it. Like,
yeah, but I don't think people that are going to Red Lobster know what a flatbread is, Jess.
I think you're really underestimating people.
I'm not.
Okay, anyway, so
go vote.
So, okay, valid point. The crust itself was like a thick tortilla. It was like if you would buy a thin crust pizza dough.
Yes.
And
yeah,
that I really liked it.
I did too.
Okay, so I really liked the crust way more than I thought, because I thought that was going to be like nasty.
Yeah.
I do think it was mozzarella cheese. I think it was like good mozzarella cheese.
And that's why it had a little bite to it.
No, there was a ton of garlic and olive oil underneath it. And I don't think there was anything but mozzarella cheese on there, honestly.
You could recreate this pretty easily.
I mean, yeah, no, you could. It's very simple. But I have to say, the actual seasoning, like, it was salty, it was garlicky.
You're so much better at this than me.
I gotta make better notes. Not bland. Like, yeah. I guess, I was thinking, if we were getting this exotic, quote-unquote, Red Lobster pizza, that it would be
Pizza Hut.
Super bland. It was very flavorful. If I got that anywhere else. Like imagine like we went out to a steakhouse and that was like or like Halcyon, which is like a local restaurant here. I think we would both be like, that was really, really good. I think there's definitely like a stigma to it.
I don't think it was as good as the Halcyon flatbread.
No, those were amazing. But you understand what I'm saying.
No, once we heated it back up, like have you had a hot piece yet?
No. Well, the meat was good. Everything was good.
It was good.
If it were warmer, it would be a different situation.
Yeah, warmer, I'd give it an 8.
Yeah,
I give it a 6.5.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Because I liked it way more than I thought, and this is something that comes up on Doughboys a lot, which is muting of flavors for mainstream America. So, like when they say something's hot and spicy. If you really like hot and spicy, it's like, are you kidding me?
Right.
aside from being maybe like really sweet, that's about the only time that happens.
Right.
But I think this was very flavorful. It was super garlicky. It came. Oh, we didn't talk about the lemon wedge. It came with a lemon wedge.
Oh my god, you're right. The lemon wedge.
It came with a lemon wedge on the side.
The lemon wedge,
which actually did a lot for it.
It worked a lot. It brought the acid that it brought out. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. The acid that it brought out. This isn't even English. I don't know. It fucking tasted great.
No,
it worked. I might do that on my pizza moving forward. That was awesome.
Yeah, I know. It made it like really juicy. Good. It was
I like
really
that
good.
A lot. A weird amount. It was really good with that.
No, I'm glad that I would have never thought that, but it was great.
And that's such another little gimmick by them that's so smart. Oh, let me add the lemon. Like
it was great. I don't know. It worked.
I don't know.
I just thought it was much more flavorful and intensely flavored than I expected.
The flavor was better. 7.5 is a good score.
Yeah, 7.5. I think honestly, if you were even like the cheese. If it wasn't congealed, we'd have a different conversation. But it was. It hadn't felt like it had touched heat in a while.
It must have been a long time. It must have been at least. It was probably 40 minutes by the time we ate it.
So I feel like if you got that at the restaurant,
it's not bad.
You'd be pretty pumped. And I do have to say that I did read some reviews,
and it was solid reviews.
Yes, I read 2 reviews and watched a YouTube video just because I kind of wanted to get an idea of what we were getting ourselves into.
Right.
And they all loved it. And one was even like a real food website.
And these people had it hot.
Yes, I think everybody had it in there. It's been out since 2018, so this is not like super new.
So 2-3 years.
And I think people who review new stuff had already done it.
Cool.
But they all loved it. Yeah. Everybody there called it more of a tortilla. I didn't think it was like a tortilla, but it was light.
It was very light.
Very light.
It's a good snack.
Perfect appetizer.
I'm excited to have it later.
Yeah. I overall it was exceeded expectations times a million. Don't know what happened with the heat factor. I'm going to give it 7.5 for that reason because it was just, and then it made it hard to reheat.
Yes,
I don't really want rubbery lobster.
No, you almost have to. If you're going to reheat it, you pluck the lobster off, heat up the pizza, and put the lobster back on.
It's a lot of work, man.
I'd do it.
No, I know you would.
I would. When I was the kid, never mind. Fuck it. I'm going to sound like such a. When I eat my linguine with clams, I like to take the clams out of the shell and then put them back in to enjoy it. I'm going to stop. This has been brutal.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is low maintenance.
I actually am really low maintenance.
With things that are not food.
When it's...
You cannot whip anything up that doesn't take 35 minutes of heating in the oven.
Let's review the scores. Takeout presentation, I went with an 8, Jess went with a 9. Heat factor, we each had 4. And then taste, 6.5, 7.5 for Jessica. Okay, 2 last items on the agenda today. That sound effect didn't make sense. Best thing you ate this week, and then we'll get to yum or yuck. Best thing you ate this week was go.
Best thing
Or the last 7 days from right now.
7 days from right now.
You had ribs twice.
I know, I've had a lot of ribs. I think the best thing I ate this week was the gelato that we had from Apum Creamery, which is way too close to our house. Easy walking distance. And it was called Sundae in a Cup. Okay, so they don't make vanilla chocolate. They make stuff that is the weirdest names. They have to put a description on it because it's so fucking good. There's one today called Danny Boy, which was Oreos and peanut butter ice cream.
Which was our friend Danny.
Yeah, it's I don't know where they come with this. So this
was Danny Boy.
Oh god, I hate that song.
Yeah, I do too.
So this was maraschino cherry ice cream or good gelato.
Ooh, by the way, let's just try this again because it worked last time. Ralph, I used to call maraschino cherries Ralph Macchio cherries.
Okay.
So last time we did this, Dean Blandino got tagged, and that fucker. Sorry, Dean.
He was a great interview.
Yeah, this podcast made national news.
That's very funny.
So we're gonna try it again. Ralph Macchio. We're gonna tag Ralph Macchio. See if he bites. I didn't do it in the food review though. That was the problem. Anyway, different story. Just wanted to get that out there. Go ahead with the ice cream.
So it was maraschino cherry gelato with maraschino cherries in it, salted peanuts, and chocolate ganache, all in one container. And that was our little 4th of July treat.
I'm with you. I that's the best thing I had this week, too. I got to agree. Although I did love the ribs we had that you made last night. The ribs that your mom made last week were excellent as well.
Hers
had
were
some good
better.
tacos.
Mine were meatier, but hers were better.
They were both great. I love you both.
Well, thanks.
Not
See, this is why I just want some freaking constructive criticism on my cooking, man.
Yeah, not going to get it from me.
Okay.
Okay, let's move along. You ready for a Yum or Yuck?
Yes.
If you're new to the podcast, Yum or Yuck is I take a item off a menu from a chain restaurant, and I ask my wife which item on this menu would yum, you love, or yuck, you hate. So now it's time for Yum or Yuck, and I'm in a real pasta place. I've been in a real pasta place lately.
Which is something I have to say, I like only if ever ordered from Mille Pizzioli, which I probably shouldn't have because they have health code violations left and right. But I would get like rigatoni alla Norma, which is
with Norma.
Yes, it's red sauce with little people named Norma with eggplant in it.
This is a bad one.
And then gnocchi.
Okay, so last on the Patreon episode we did the pasta from Pizzeria Uno, which was fun. Today we're doing the pasta from Applebee's Grill and Bar. You ready to hear what you can get?
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought in my head yesterday might have also been Applebee's, but I guess it wasn't.
Nope, it was not. You got the classic the classic broccoli chicken Alfredo. The classic, and it comes with a breadstick, by the way. The classic broccoli blackened shrimp Alfredo. The 3 cheese chicken penne. It doesn't get better. 4 cheese mac and cheese with honey pepper chicken tenders.
Have these
That's
people?
bizarre.
Are we the only lactose intolerant people?
Boy.
Like, what's happening?
This whole thing is a disaster. Smoky mozzarella stuffed ravioli with grilled chicken. These are all bad. This is the hardest thing I've ever seen. That's what she said. This is tough.
He's watching a lot of The Office, people. All right, I
don't have a yum.
am going. Oh crap! I have to. Chicken tenders on pasta
With?
make no sense.
But look what it's with.
Honey pepper chicken tenders with 4 cheese. Oh, with mac and cheese.
It's mac and cheese with chicken tenders.
Okay, well, my yuck is easy. I'll be honest. I hate ravioli. So I'm gonna have to go with the smoky mozzarella stuffed ravioli with grilled chicken.
I agree. I'll
That
answer
looks
that right now.
so
Yes.
gross. I'm gonna have to go with the classic broccoli blackened. No.
This is
No.
ridiculous.
Okay, I'm gonna change my mind. Here's why. The 3 cheese chicken penne. Alfredo sauce is going to be really, really saucy and gross, and maybe the 3 cheese penne is more just like melted cheese, which I can handle, kind of like not saucy. The 3 cheese chicken penne. It looks like the least drowned in sauce of all 5 of those. But in general, those look horrible, and also
Bizarre.
I don't feel like you need a breadstick with that meal.
Like some of the entrees I could handle. These pastas are awful.
Well, you have to pick one yum.
Dude.
This is great.
I
Great
don't-
podcasting, Mike.
I don't know.
Well, because my original thought was...
Probably the classic broccoli blackened shrimp Alfredo.
Well, that was my first thought, and I could just pick that up.
Yeah, I mean, this is awful. I didn't mean for it to be that difficult, but that's brutal.
Have you ever had Alfredo sauce?
No. Maybe, but not from, here.
You see, I don't know if they have it at good restaurants. That's my question. Like, what if you went to a great pasta place?
Some of these salads have more calories than everything here.
Yeah, they should not put their calories on the menu. It's not good.
Crazy. That is terrifying.
They have like a 1,600 calorie salmon
How do
salad.
salads have more calories than these pastas? That doesn't
Because they're
make
like buckets of food with like a million, like a whole cup of nuts.
No,
And
that's possible.
yeah.
That doesn't seem
So
possible.
you're going to go with the broccoli and
Yeah.
shrimp?
Yeah.
You're going to have to give us some that like have a good thing on it at some point.
No, I don't. Some
No,
are
okay,
good.
that's
Some have
true.
more good than bad. Some have some good with some really bads. That one was just all terrible.
Yeah, it's such a weird concept to have chicken tenders on mac and cheese.
It's bizarre. All right.
That is so American and embarrassing.
That's the
oh
Mike
my
Delivers
God.
podcast. This is one of the longer
Oh,
episodes.
sorry.
Hour and 76 years. Anyway, thank you guys for downloading this bad boy, Mike Delivers podcast. Again, shout out to the O'Brien Creative Group, Mike Delivers on Patreon. Episode 91's coming out. I've got a couple of guests lined up. I don't know my order yet, so I'm not going to tease the guests. But there's some good shit coming out on future episodes as well, as we zone in on episode 100 and also the 1-year anniversary. If you're listening to this when it came out, it's July 9th. The 1-year anniversary of the Mike Delivers podcast is July 13th. So that's just something to chew on. Jessica, let's eat some pizza.
Let's go make it.
Thank you guys. Talk to you later.